I know we were talking about Saquon Barkley's injury. Nick Chubb just went down on Monday Night Football, so
It
I
was disgusting.
yeah, there's actually been
Hey,
a lot of running back injuries this year, like J.K. Dobbins. I seen Jamal Williams got banged up. Um,
Jonathan Taylor's hurt,
Jonathan Taylor's hurt.
or quote unquote hurt.
Yeah, how are we feeling about Nick Chubb or just like all these running backs kind of going down in a time where they're not secure in their contracts?
So, thoughts and prayers out to Nick Chubb because not only did he have this injury, which looks horrific, he had that one in college where his leg bent backwards. Like, I don't know if you remember that. So, two of the like worst looking injuries that I've seen in a while, and it's both on the same leg. So, I don't know if he's going to be able to, really bounce back from that and be the same player that he is because it is that same leg. But I don't know if you've seen the NFL has filed grievance against the NFLPA because supposedly they were encouraging running backs to, hey, just say you're injured. Just say just take your time when you are injured. So the NFLPA has come out and said like these allegations are ridiculous, but it does get you like wondering like, okay, well, does Jonathan Taylor's back really hurt? Like, what's going on with this guy? Or like, it is all adding up. And some of these are very serious injuries because it is, again, one of the more war on positions in the NFL. As a running back, you're taking hit after hit after hit. But I mean, we've seen like it doesn't help their argument for getting more money. You know what I mean?
No timeline on Austin Eckler to come back yet either. Another guy who's fighting
Mm.
for contract. It's they need to rethink this whole running back contract situation because what all these guys are fighting for is that long-term security, and we just saw 5, 6 guys go down, and
Some of the best guys in the league. Yeah.
yeah, and now we have what, elite 4, 5, 6 weeks of football where there's not that many premier backs, going on around the league. So that's I think, in my opinion, in the end, that's hurting the NFL's brand. That's hurting your product. So can we find a way that we can adjust the cap or we can adjust the amount that we're allowed to pay these guys without affecting the cap? Or there has to be some kind of give and take with this because this I mean, look at McCaffrey right now. He's one of the ones getting paid, but Kyle is running him into the ground right now. You think if he is so banged up that he's not the same guy next year, that Kyle's just gonna keep that we're gonna give him another contract, we're gonna keep paying him? Like they're gonna cut him loose.
Yeah, man. I mean, but again, if you do it for the running backs, what about like the offensive linemen? What about the safeties? What about the backers? Like, have to cover these guys. Like it's the NFLPA's fault. They just don't have. They're fucking stupid. They just didn't have the juice. They didn't have the forethought to think about like these contracts. Instead, they went for days off. Instead, they went for things that really didn't matter. Smoking weed. They went for like things like that when they should have been fighting for more cash. Like, let's get some of the like let's abolish the draft if that's how you guys really feel. Like now that conversation has been brought up by Caleb Williams and Caleb Williams' dad. Like this is kind of dumb that we have to go to the worst team in the league. We don't want to. And like just like now conversations are being thrown out there that I'm sure the NFLPA was like, what? What do you mean? This is
Yeah.
crazy.
How many quarterbacks does Arizona and the Bears have to ruin before we get rid of the draft?
Let's go to relegation. Let's bring up the national champion every single year from college football, and they replace the Bears.
If our fantasy league could do an auction draft, then so can the NFL, you know?
Yeah, man. I mean, I just think that like the NFLPA has done the least amount for their players of any of the major leagues. Baseball has guaranteed contracts. The NBA, every year, NFL players are like, I fucked up. I played the wrong sport. Like, look at this like mid-tier guy that's getting X amount of millions when Lamar Jackson is really struggling to get Bradley Beal money. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Well, just staying on this really quick, the Nick Chubb. Browns actually were looking pretty decent. I mean, they weren't looking explosive on offense, but their defense is nice. They were 1-0 and then barely lost this game. How are we feeling about their chances going forward now?
Deshaun Watson, like, he looks washed.
Yeah.
He does not look good. If it wasn't for his contract, like, they might, like, think about looking to the rookie,
Deep
Dorian.
star. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they might think about doing, but your contract eliminates that immediately. Like, just stupid mistakes by Deshaun Watson. He actually pushed a ref too. I don't know if you've seen that. And so people are like, is he going to get suspended? Who knows? So I don't, I think you're going to need a fresh start.
In a year that's wide open for their division. Like the Steelers, I mean, we saw what the Niners did to them. The Ravens, they're looking pretty solid, but I mean, they're not blowing teams out right now, so I think they are beatable. And then the Bengals are not looking great.
Yeah, Burrow still looks hurt, and
Yeah.
they are gonna evaluate him for Monday night to see if he's actually gonna be able to go.
So a Browns team that's built on defense in the run game probably would be, primed to take this division right now, but not looking great.
Are they gonna trade for Jonathan Taylor?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone's moving
Because
for Jonathan Taylor because then you got to give up the capital and you got to give up the picks.
I don't know, man. Like, if you're a team that is like built like this in a division where, hey, it's kind of up for grabs, you might as well you might as well think about it. You've already kind of given up your future. You have Deshaun Watson. You better just give him the tools.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. He's too much capital you got to give away and then pay to him, especially when you have arguably the best running back in the league already on your roster.
Two leg breaks are two very, very bad injuries, though. That does add up. Like, there were two of the worst ones that I've seen. So
We'll see. We'll see. Moving on to our next topic, the Jets. I mean, we could just really quickly touch base on this because